Alright. So I had to get my cube.
We're gonna go get me cube!
Something that can run Office and I can do all my boring accounting and bookkeeping nonsense on. I work as a freelancer here in Japan and I'm responsible for doing all my own taxes. So, what is the cube? Shasha! This is a Zigmatech Aris Mini ITX case from, honestly, I can't remember. But it was when I lived in Canada, so at least 10 years ago. The case does feature a 5 1/4 drive bay as well as a spot to drop a 3.5 inch disc. There's no space for an SSD without an adapter, which I do have, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. Why not? Well, we're going to be putting something old and crusty in here. Meet the MSI AM1i. This motherboard is running the short-lived AM1 socket and it came out in the year 2014. Why am I using it? Like I said, I need to run Office. 97. Look, I know it sounds crazy, but I've got a copy of Office 97 from when my mom bought me an Acer Aspire from Future Shop in 1997. Anyway, I'm not one to use a lot of cloud services. I like to keep my data on hand here with me, therefore I've actually never retired my copy of Office. It's honestly a lot more powerful than people think. Okay, so let's get started. Oh. Yeah. This looks pretty rough. I think this case has definitely seen better days. We're gonna have to get this sorted out before anything can go in. Yeah, it looks pretty rusted out. Like I mentioned in the last video, things in Japan can rust out pretty quickly due to the humidity. You know, if you live close to the sea, that can really cause some problems. This situation in this case.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wash this and treat the rust and then maybe hit it with a fresh coat of paint. Okay, so we are in the kitchen. Why are we in the kitchen? Why is there a computer inside the tiny little Japanese oven? I don't know. Wait, yes I do. So, oops, my mistake. There we go. Are we cooking the computer? Yes. And it's not a computer, it's just the chassis. Hi, hello. There we go. All right, so this is a convection oven. Let's turn on the light. There we go. And the computer is just baking in there right now. Why? Because it's wet, and that's bare steel. So we're gonna put it in there for a few minutes, dry it off, probably 4 minutes. Doesn't take that long. And once it's dry, we'll pull it out and we'll treat it and then we'll paint it. So be right back. All right, so we're back. We're out here. I've got an old computer case and we'll just give it a spray. Now we wait. All right, fast forward a few minutes. I've got that taken care of. It's the first coat. That's the first coat. We're gonna let everything dry for a while. We're gonna come back to it. Then we're gonna get it inside, put it all back together. It's really simple. Okay, now that we're back in the PC room, we've got the shell of the case here. It's looking a lot better, and luckily there's only some surface rust on the steel here. So we've got it treated and painted, and now it's time to put everything back together again. So let's go ahead and do that and see what happens. I mean, we know what's going to happen. It's going to be a finished PC, but it's going to look a lot better than it did. So, okay, be right back. Okay, we have a problem. We have a USB 3 connector here. but no USB 3 connectors in here. We have an issue. Okay, I'm sure I have an adapter here. One moment. Okay, I've got it plugged in. I've got to go to work. There's no power supply in here, so I'm going to go get a power supply. Okay then, we're back. It's late at night, so I've got to be a bit more quiet, but we've got a power supply. It's a bit crusty, and it's only 400 watts, but realistically, that thing only consumes like 20 watts. The whole setup is probably only 20 watts, maybe 30 watts, because we're going to have like a spinning disc in there and everything. You know, it's a black power supply. It matches the case. Oops. You know, it's a Zalman. I've heard of them before. 400 watts. It's pretty small. Other than that, we don't really need anything else. Everything else is ready to go. So let's get all this put in and we'll see what happens. I hope it doesn't explode. It's probably not going to explode. It's probably good. All right then, we've got it all put together here and we need to put an operating system on it. It's going to be something old. Okay, so I was going to throw Vista on here, but that's just not going to happen. There's no drivers for Vista. I've tried rocking XP64, Windows 764, all the way up to like Windows 11 drivers, and nothing works in Vista. They just never made anything that'll work with Vista. So, yeah, I've got a 7 Ultimate key. I pulled it off of an old Epson. Yeah, Epson made computers. I don't know why it had Ultimate, not professional, but whatever. Anyway, let's get this going. All right, we're at a desktop and it looks like it's trying to connect. There's no way it's got Ethernet drivers. Okay, drivers. Cool, we're good. All right. Open the folder. Okay. We're gonna copy everything. We're going to copy everything over to the desktop because we don't want to be running installers off of a USB 2 flash drive. A cheap USB 2 flash drive. Okay, so I've put the drivers on the desktop. I gotta say, this sounds so much happier with Windows 7 on it. When I had Vista on here, like that whole thing got erased. There was just no way we could run that. Like, it was such a waste of time. And I didn't want to waste anyone's time more than they are, using their one life on this earth to watch a weird guy in Japan put stuff on old computers. But, there we go. It was thrashing the hard drive in Vista. I forgot about that. It was really, really, really bad. So we're gonna put everything on 7 now. This was actually meant to run on 7, this installer, so it should be much better. This whole part is unscripted. Parts of the video get scripted. Parts of the video don't get scripted, and this is one of those. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wait. Alright, so we're done that. Let's reboot. Hey! Alright. Alright, so there's one last thing we're going to bring up. I hinted at it earlier. If I can't trust the hard drive, what am I going to store my taxes on? How am I going to deal with this? Well, it's easy. Let me show you. That's right. So, we have a USB floppy drive. The old machine that I used to do my taxes on had a proper floppy drive. That died suddenly. Like, I don't know why. It just didn't turn on one day. So, all my tax stuff. Oh, and a Windows 98 USB driver. Alright, and I suppose that just about does it. We have Excel here, so I've got to get to work on that. We have Microsoft Word, if I ever need that. We have the whole Office suite here. Let's click there. Yeah, so we have everything. I don't know what else to say. The computer works great. I have my old Scene desktop background, which this was my favorite one way back when this came out, so happy to see that. And there it is. So I have a tax computer now. This guy is my favorite. He's funny looking. I don't know how to end things. There he is. Okay, bye.